Violet fire holder.
Yeah. Yeah, what were you saying about that? I was getting a Kleenex. I didn't hear you.
I was just saying that you and Amethyst are like magic. You know, there's something about which I think you could gig with anybody that you selected, but that particular time was for me. I was digging that big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
feeling it.
We had some nice jam sessions with him.
Yeah, because you guys were like rap kind of, even though you weren't rapping, but you
Yeah.
were rapping. You know?
Yeah, it was a little bit of
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, and it wasn't too much. It was like perfect.
Yeah. So, okay, so they're filling in. It's going to take another minute or so, but
Okay.
so I
I know I
think,
have a few people coming.
yeah, I think we have a mutual friend, Yolanda Marie, right?
Oh yeah, I love
Yeah.
her. You know, she was the first person like in this community. Like she reached out to me, and
What do you mean?
yeah, she's like I'm trying to remember exactly how it happened,
So
but
what? So you're
I
saying
got
that
it.
you?
She
What?
read me.
Okay, hang on. Okay, so let's just get a little backdrop. First of all, I'm not gonna leave her name up there because it covers her face. Melanie Baker is with us.
Okay,
Actually, I can put up a different one. Let
my
me do
name's
that.
whatever you want it to be, baby.
Whatever. Hang on. Let me get a. Let me put your name under there so people know. I'll just use the text, wherever it is. There it is. All right. And let me just write the name. Oh, oh. It wants to add a E. Baker. Okay. Here we
Golly, Todd, that was in
go.
2015
In 2015. So you
with
okay?
Yolanda.
Okay. So
Yeah, that's when I first woke up.
you've known Yolanda Marie since 2015.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. She
Wow.
was hooked up with this other lady whose name I don't even remember. It was a group of them. And so I reached out to that lady. And then somehow Yolanda reached out to me. And yeah, she changed my life pretty much, you know, because
So
I
you,
was so stubborn at first. I did not believe in anything. I was like, oh, cocky, you know?
so
But
were you already like in like empath groups or spiritual groups on
no,
Facebook or anything?
not at all.
So you were just
No,
walking around. You were walking around on the Earth universe, and you ran into Yolanda Marie, and she said, "Hey, I want to read you."
no, what happened was in 2015, of June of 2015, I was at the game store to get my son a video game, and they had some Samsung phones, and I had this little cheap cell phone because I didn't really need a cell phone at the time. Single mom, raising kids by myself, didn't have for 13 years, no boyfriend, no friends. I gave them a sanctuary, okay? But that phone called out to me, and I didn't know why, so I went ahead and bought it. And by the next day, I was taking pictures of this guy, the sun, the light. It was like I just felt so I can't explain it. A lot of people this happens to where you do things you feel compelled to do, right?
Right, of course.
And then um, not long, so that was June. I don't know what month it was, and it could even be 2016, but I
She
don't
said
think
here,
so.
Yolanda Marie's in the house. She said it's 2018. 2018.
Oh, it was
But
2018? Okay, well then, listen, do
that's
not
how
worry about
time
time.
flies since 2012.
Well,
Um,
actually, I'm not good with time at all. Like,
were you having any type of intuitive, things or intuitive thoughts and follow through with actions or whatever? Were you sensitive? Were things happening to you? Was it out of the ordinary for you to be walking in the store and a phone calls or not a phone? Yeah, a phone
yes,
calls out to
that
you.
was highly unusual. Now, I
Okay,
think I was always sensitive and intuitive, but I didn't give it credit. Does that make sense? I just thought everybody was like that,
right,
you
right.
know? Yeah. But after those pictures started being taken, I was also integrating like a lot of my aspects and co-creations, and I was really sick. In fact, I had brain damage from a car accident
Wow.
that happened in '08 or '09. I'm so sorry. But I know it was in March of '08 or '09. And it took like 3 months to realize that I had it. And then I was like, oh, no, I don't. I just really ignorantly and stubbornly said, no, I don't. Because I was the only person to raise my children. So I just did not believe that, you know? And then the next thing was leukemia. And I was like, no, I don't. They were like, yes, ma'am, your blood is so thick, we can't even, like, they had to do something special to it. And I never went back to the doctor that time either. And so both of those things got healed and worked out. And then by 2015, then that phone thing happened. And immediately that phone was meant to be for the camera. And essentially what that turned out to be, Todd, was I was gifted with the ability to bring in multi dimensions, like inner multi dimensions.
Yeah.
You know, I could show the sun as a portal, but I want you to know that I did not believe that or know that's what I was doing until first Yolanda was the first one to tell me that's not a star. I was like, look at this bright star, everybody, because I started posting on YouTube. She's like, that's not just a star, that's a starship. And I was like, oh, really? So then that opened up a lot of things. And the next person was Anrita Melchizedek. She said, Lily, you are a energetic photographer.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so after I knew that, then sky was the limit because I really started allowing my instinct to guide me. I just let go and I just did it. Like if I felt it, I did it. And I have some amazing photographs. It's like almost 2 terabytes from 2015 of June.
God, that's a lot. 2 terabytes. You know, that's amazing. I've met over the years. I've met about 4 or 5 others like you. The first one I met was like in 2017. I was in New York City, and I met a lady, and she was taking pictures, and like you were talking about, you have a connection or being able to show things outside, coming from outside yourself or coming from within yourself, or both, or however
Right,
that
comes
works.
through the star chakra, which is the sun, right?
Right,
And then the
right.
sky. Everybody
But
doesn't know this. This is important. The sky is you. You don't share the sky with anyone. That is your stuff. And the sun, that's your sun. We all have our own sun. It is a portal. It's a star. Call it a star chakra. Call it whatever you want. All right. That's where our stuff comes in and out of. Dragons or first light creators or guardians, whatever you want. There's so many names for the same thing. They will literally lead them in and out. Okay.
mm,
They,
mm,
yeah. There's little green dots or purple dots that you see on a phone. And everybody wants to say that's a glare. Not, you know. And then there's the big bubble ones. Those are actual dragons.
yeah,
And they are actually, they're transporting, they're escorting. I just want to make that clear.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's amazing. There's a lady. I've tried to get her on 2 or 3 times. Robin Redford. She puts them out every day. I met, like I said, like 2 or 3 other ones, and they're amazing because I've seen in the photos so many different things. I've seen Buddha. I mean, like the actual, like
Yeah, I
sitting.
have Joshua.
You know, yeah, and in fact, she sent me one. I guess when we first met, and she said that I guess she'd been watching the show, and that I came in to her place, and she took a picture and she sent it to me. I'll show it to you. Let's see, how do you
I
do
would love
that?
to see it. Because I see you
Check this out.
integrating so much. Oh my gosh.
You see this? So
Yes.
if you look at it, you
That's
can see
yellow,
like
that's yellow
you see
dragon. That's yellow dragon.
you can see the
Gold dragon.
eyes, the nose here, right?
Yeah,
It's trippy.
it's,
But
it's a dragon.
I've seen other ones that she's done. I mean, she puts them out
That's
all the time.
amazing, Todd.
Yeah,
Hello.
isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's beautiful. And you're integrating more right now.
What's that?
Because you're a rainbow dragon. You're integrating more now. You're a rainbow dragon. Which means that we're every color. You know how everybody thinks the white dragon is the number one? No, it's not. That's even iridescent. You just might not see that. It's the royal blue, royal green. It's all royal colors and in every color in between. Okay? But
Yeah.
this is not for everyone. This is that first light. It's essentially the creator is unconditional love.
Right.
Balanced love, harmonized, but it's quantum and it has integrity. So as we projected the light of this omniverse, because there's 6 subharmonic universes, and we're at the bottom of the 6th in Earth. Okay, we should have brought this home like 250 or 70 million years ago, but instead we had to bring in the best of multi-millions of strands of DNA, which again, that's what we all are. And these are your ones they come to Tara, right? And so then, essentially, long story short, these are the people who have been stuck here in a karmic cycle for so long. You know, these are the children, co-creations, whatever you want to call them. There's so many names, but you know how people say, "Oh, I'm so sick of this. I want to go home so bad." 9 times out of 10, that's who that is. They've just been here over and over and over, never getting to go to like a galactic life or back to a cosmic being life, you know?
Right on. So you run into Yolanda Marie, and you know that you have this gift, this ability to capture things in photographs, etc. Now, as that starts happening, do you start getting information like you just shared with us right now? And if so, like when did that start? What was the first information that you were getting? Were you getting any kind of message like this is why we're giving you this information? And can you just like tell us how that kind of took
Yeah, I
off?
never heard voices. The first thing that happened was I was extremely like bloated, like overweight, because when you are a first light dragon, aka creator, first light guardian, whatever you want to call it, you are a version of the universe, okay? And we each hold the same space because we're quantum. Now then, you have to, whether you do it consciously or unconsciously, you're calling back all of your stuff home. And that's why the Hopo Ono is so important. You know, as they come in, some of them are very fragmented. So you need to say, I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me. Right? And so as they come in to this vessel, it's like rebirthing a new version of the universe. Okay? And it will cause almost like, it's like in the bardo in the body. There are so many symptoms. I mean, I had no idea sometimes between 3 and 5 a.m. every single day. I would get up to go take pictures, and I did not understand why. Like, I felt like death. How was I dragging my butt out of bed to go to wherever I was led to go to? But no, I never heard voices. I just began to realize that, because I would say, come home to mama, and I didn't understand why I was saying that. So it was more like a feeling, you know? And again, hindsight's 2020.
I mean, to me,
So,
that's still talk. I mean, that's being talked to me. I mean,
yeah, me too.
everyone gets it differently, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm I almost died. Like, it was crazy. It was like 7 years of, you know, hell. And I was
Now,
raising 2 kids by myself.
now,
So it wasn't fun.
what years were these? Was this up till like just in the last year or two? Or?
No, 2015. I don't know like exactly what year it started,
Uh huh.
unfortunately. I just know when I started taking the pictures and when I began to be aware of, wow, I mean, because I've been healthy all my life, you know, like even if I got sick, I was back on my feet again. Nothing ever held me down, you know, nothing ever slowed me down.
How's
But
your
until,
how is your health now?
well, let's just say it's not like that, but I do have some issues, you know, but it's not from, I don't think it's from this, but maybe. Because see, I know right now I'm building out 2 more lights, and that is hard,
What does
you
that
know.
mean? What does that mean? Building out two more lights, just so
Oh,
everybody, huh?
have you not seen my light? Have you not seen my light? I
Hang on,
can, I'm,
I'm
I'm a round
actually,
table holder, a gatekeeper. I can do like, I can
hang on,
show my hands by the lens and
I'm
flash out light.
yeah, I'm actually pulling your stuff up now. Can you see that?
See, that is the sun. Now, if you go to this morning, even I posted a video of my light, and then yesterday afternoon, yeah, see,
Of
all
you,
of that's me. So if you took a picture of the sun and you saw all that, that's
yeah,
going to be your stuff.
right,
Whether it be an aspect,
right.
which is a boots on the ground incarnation, lived
As
a life,
within, as within, without, right?
right? See that? This is the stuff I use for healing, and this turns into a dragon. All of that, every colors are your clues, okay? And in my experience, and that's because again, we're not all the same, but we're all equal, okay? But in my experience, they all turn into dragons, all of them. Nothing yet has not turned into a dragon.
Now
And
the other ladies that I referred to, and they're all of theirs are different, but yours is
yeah,
the most different.
yeah.
Yours is, but and I have to say too, yours is probably came online a bit later, so that could be that you're
Well,
carrying a
I have a
higher,
YouTube
newer
channel.
freak, huh?
I'm on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for years. I just wasn't able to put pictures.
So
You know how
so you
YouTube is?
so you take videos, right?
Yes, I have. The videos are my favorite.
Okay.
The one I posted this morning it should blow people's minds.
Here, let's see it.
And that's the one
Is it on
that shows,
face? Is it on Facebook?
yeah,
Okay,
yep. It'll
hang
be
on.
one of those, it should be like 1 minute and something, but
Let's
So you
see.
won't see the best parts right all throughout,
Is
but
this it right
throughout,
here? What is this?
yes,
Okay,
that's
this is
it.
it. Let's watch it. Hang on.
Yeah. Okay. It gets better, I promise. That's my violet flame that popped up, and that's a dragon that popped up on the right. And there's pictures of this too. I did. You see all that? Those are dragons. When you take a screenshot, you can clearly see that and it's multiple. And that's the light that Jeshua shows up in. Now, this is not the violet flame. This is the magenta flame, which is newer, but it's all healing. All this light coming in here, yeah. And I did take screenshots of it too. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Hang on. Back
And
here.
I've been posting this on Facebook since last year, by the way. I opened
Um,
my page in May, but I didn't start posting until August. And by October, I was posting those.
well, what I was saying earlier is that your videos and pictures are different from the others. Whoa, what happened?
Well, and I know
Wait, whoa,
why.
whoa,
I
hang on,
just
hang on,
recently know
hang on.
why.
Something went wrong. Hang on.
Okay.
It went to one of your videos. No, I was saying yours is more of an indicator of the expansion. Like we've covered
Yes.
a lot of ground since 2012. So there were things that in 2012, 2014 blow your mind that became
Yeah.
commonplace, and you're showing more of it. Now, let me ask you, all those beams and all the different things that we were looking at, those are coming from inside of you. Is that
Yes.
right? Okay.
They are coming from outside to come inside, and then they come out again, transmuted, integrated, and healed.
Yeah. Okay. Like they're
Okay.
coming
And then
in.
some stay with me. Those ones
Yeah.
stay with me
Yeah.
because I use them for healing.
Yeah.
They agreed to, you know,
So
healing
they're the
facilitation. Those
so they're the phrase or the statement you made, come to mama.
are my dragons.
Right.
Those are
Right.
my dragons.
So no, I get it. I get it. I mean, what's happening is you're physicalizing what's happening in the energetic field. So basically, what's happening for all of us is we have all of these elements, and we can
Yeah.
call them in. And I love what you said. You bring them in. They
Yeah.
get. I mean, we're the fountain of
You're
pure
the
purity.
universe.
So they come in. They like drink from the well. They go back to work in our multidimensionality, and the ones that we need in the present incarnation stay with us, and that's what you're talking about. This is what you're
That's
here.
very beautiful.
Yeah.
But yes. Now, I do want to tell you the reason why my colors are different is because this is kind of funny. I have been the biggest one to say, and I should know better. I really should have known better that not only because if I'm having aversion to something, it's usually because it's true and it's me or something, but but also I don't know. But the Metatron, I always said, don't mess with Metatron. That's a reversal current and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? That is the freaking energy that I've been healing.
What do you mean?
Let me say
Metatron?
this.
The Metatron
Yes.
energy?
And
Oh,
this is
that's
new for me
interesting.
still.
That's
I
interesting.
know. I'm like, no way. But here's another thing. Have you heard of Metatron?
No.
Nobody has. I never heard of her. Guess who she is?
Metatron's flame.
You got it, buddy. I knew you would know.
It's telepath. Let's
That's
talk
his
about
life.
let's talk about this Metatron thing because we're learning.
Okay.
We're learning through each other real time through our experiences when we share them. So what you're saying is, and I can relate to this. I think there's a reason for this. I never have really connected to Metatron.
Me
Like
neither.
it's like
I do
it's
not
like
like him
people
as that.
talk about it, but now that you say it this way, guess what I'm healing. So the thing is, even though we feel separate, we can take this to the human level.
Right.
But this is even more significant to me is that Metatron's in me. He's no different than a
Right?
he's no different than a traumatic part of me that I tucked away in my inner child that I had to
Except
hug.
for he is quite profound, though. He is very,
That's what I
um,
hear. That's what I hear. Yeah.
He was a very, very holy, very sacred, very, you know, and I feel like on some level, like, because we know that, see, everyone says everything's divine, but for me, yes, I guess it is divine in the end, because we know we've already done this and we know it's done. We're into quantum time, we're experiencing it. However, Creator did not want us to keep going this far, okay? We never wanted kids in cages and blah, blah, blah. We didn't, because we have integrity, all right? We're quantum. But with free will and Creator not having any judgment, this can go on and on and on. And Metatron would be the perfect frequency, current, whatever, for our aspects, co-creations that are not agreeing. They are so like dense that they're not self-sustaining anymore. Okay, so they don't want this to end, right? Even though we got them too. We're not leaving anything behind. All right, but they want to be the boss still, like little
Who?
kids who are
Who?
the fragmented aspects and co-creations. Because see, as we come off from First Light and projected this,
Yeah.
all right, because of who we are, imagination is creation.
Yeah,
So
but they're
what
not
we
that. They're not the
imagine
boss
became.
anymore. They're not the boss
What we
anymore.
imagined became, and it got its own free will. You know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah,
and they
yeah.
don't want. They're not self-sustaining right now, so they don't want this to end. They're being brats, I guess you could say, but that's probably minimizing it too much.
Well,
But
they are the kids in our universes
yes,
within
I call
ourselves.
them
So
children too. It's like
yeah,
we're the bull that holds the suit.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah.
But he'd be the perfect thing to use to drag this out.
No, I just love
Mhm.
that. Whether it's Metatron or any other, say, divine essence, like the oh, I don't relate to such and such, to actually go, well,
That's
wait a
usually who
minute.
you should be relating to.
Right, right. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, oh, wait a minute.
I learned that the hard
Maybe
way.
I should go into my internal akashic records and seek that essence out. We
Yeah,
do this. We do the same thing with our shadows and traumas, and really, especially the way you explain it, with them having their own free will, which they do. Every part of us does.
right.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. So, do
Hmm.
you get a lot of? And I know you get yours through like a clairsentience, but do you get like your information revolves around what you're able to show and explain, but it sounds like you also have some idea of, let's just say, the infrastructure of the non-physical in terms of names and
Well, I'm
icons and
part of it.
such that we're familiar with.
I'm actually part of it, Todd. Like I have stuff that is, I know where it starts. It's built off of my body, but I don't know where it ends. Um, Now some, like I have a harmonic balancer and stuff like that. I can show pictures of that, but I won't show pictures of this one thing because I'm not guided to yet. I'm not sure. I don't think in the end there are no secrets, but I just think there's a time. I really do follow my guidance as much as I can.
Yeah, of
I
course.
make yeah, but I tell you, it's literally we are it. Okay, we are the infrastructure.
Yep.
True. Yeah, because I can see it, and I do show it in pictures. I just know right now it's difficult for everyone to see it. And I'll get 8 views on one picture, whereas last year, because see, I left Facebook for like 8 weeks because I didn't want to do it. I started the page in May, and then I didn't make a sincere post on this stuff until August, when I had my whole field turned to liquid golden light, and it was very loving, and it was like, oh my God, I'm losing my mind, And then since then, lots of things happen every single day, every single day. Like I have a realm that's around me, and it's like somebody who's very dear to me. It's his daughter, who's alive, mind you. I have two aspects, one on either side of me. I've got like, I know I have at least three dragons behind me, and I have the creator, which for me, again, is unconditional love, which is ecstasy. It's love balance. Like we are the sack of love. Like even hate is love. It's just disharmonized love.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is love. That's your energetic exchange, your oneness that we have with each other. Okay. And so once that's harmonized and balanced and we close this event, that's why when you have, I mean, I don't mean to be inappropriate, but when you have an orgasm, that's like a little, that's why it's so good. It's like a taste of who you actually are. There's nothing better, right? That's who you are. And it's ecstasy, and you can't, it's a all and it's a nothing,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's a continuum. It's a consciousness. It's, again, but it has integrity. You will heal what you harm. You will fix what you break. You will make right what you did wrong. And that's a wrap. Like, you just can't get away from that. And like I said, it's quantum. So we are all holding the same space as not everybody, because again, we are the bowl that holds the soup. Nobody's better than anybody. We're all equal. Think about like an equalizer, thing for a stereo and how it
Yeah.
has all the lines
Mm-hmm.
perfectly. That's how we are. It's just some go higher, some go lower. And sometimes we all do all of that.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's as close visual we can get to, I think, from the evolving human mind. I mean, this is kind of getting beyond 3D. We're starting to see it in the we think of 4D, 5D. Oh, there's another angle to this, but it's light, color,
Well, we are
sound.
all the D's. We
Yeah.
are all the D's.
Yeah.
We're not going to ascend our frequency to them. We already are them. We are
Mm-hmm.
the sack. We are all the D. So, and how people say we gotta wake up the collective. No, leave them alone. You don't want to make their frequency all. Just leave them alone. The only thing we can do, in my opinion, dragons, first light, guardians, whatever you call them, you've got to learn to forgive yourself for. I don't care what you did. I don't care how horrific it was. Right now, because it's going to be the hardest thing we ever did in our lives, in any life, okay? Turn the love to yourself that you've always given and suffered for. Give it to yourself with no judgment. And it's not going to be easy, and it's not selfish. It's responsibility, because that is the frequency that we will project, which, what do you reflect? That which you project,
Yep.
right? That
Yep.
is going to create everything we need. That one thing right there. I don't care how many meditations people do. I'm not saying stop. I'm just saying none of that stuff's going to matter as long as dragons are not loving themselves without judgment.
No.
Because we are the creators. We're the
It is.
creators to
Yeah.
check it out.
It's a I think we can agree it's a quantum thought creation, and we're the quantum thought makers. And so
Yeah.
it's and it's so crazy to me, because with all of this, like what you're saying, explains so well, coming down to the human actually being conscientious and conscious moment by moment, and guarding every thought, even though it sounds stupid and we've all been called crazy, but that's actually the key.
Yeah.
And
And it's
and I
hard.
think and I think the
And not
difference.
judging yourself.
Well,
Whew.
and I
We're
well,
the first
yeah.
ones to
I
judge
mean, but
ourselves.
that's what true compassion is: no judgment, starting with self. Because if you don't have it with
I
if you
agree.
don't judge yourself, or you're forgiving yourself constantly and going, "I'm sorry, I didn't know. I'm letting that go." Uh, that's a higher degree of compassion, and then that's going to transform into your relations as well. Um,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. You see it. So you have a poetic way of saying things that I'm a little, because I've never heard these things before. But again, I've had Creator with me for, 28 days now.
Now,
It
tell us
doesn't have
about
any
that.
judgment.
Tell us about you
It's
said that.
like a
Yeah.
big feeling. It's like this pressure, and I don't even know how I know that. It's again, like you and I said, it's like how you just know. But I count the days because there's so much love that I just get angry almost sometimes because they're trying to teach me to love myself. That's what
Right.
everybody around me right now, they all want me to learn to love myself. And this is how
Yeah.
I know that I don't must, but I want to wake up all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And how do we wake up each other? By waking up ourselves. You know.
exactly. Well, we do have to holler it out like, hey, remind each other to love yourself without judgment. Like, seriously, that's all I can keep saying. And showing the light, showing that crazy light that I have that they think they can't do that. Yes, you can. You just got to practice. Because what happens is it starts off as a little arc and then it becomes, okay?
Wow.
Everything. Those little dots, they're not just little dots. They also show up. Not only do they show up as dragon looking things, like Wookiees and all kind of stuff. There's every kind of dragon, a horse dragon, unicorns, you name it. But they actually have like what we would call a human sort of form, and then a lot of times it's in the side profile face version. And then when you see the masculine and the feminine, then you know that dragon is balanced.
Right.
And see, in this 3D cesspool that we live in, truly, we should not be. Once you're awake like this and you're a guardian, Like, you should not be participating in a bunch of that bull hockey talk, truly, because you're giving your precious energy to that, keeping it going. So as much as we can, we should stop participating in this 3D, because this was made, like, look, it's like the trash falls to the bottom of the barrel, but trash can be fertilizer, right? But it takes work. It's not going to turn itself into that, all right? But there's certain things we don't need to participate in. We need to, like, turn away from, because where your consciousness goes, or where your energy goes, then what's that saying? You know what I'm talking about? In other words, giving your attention to it because of who you are, you're giving it power. So when we turn it away, boom, it's literally not there anymore.
Right. Which is different than acting like it's not there. I think that was the whole first wave, and understandably, as we were getting into the early years after 2012 of, fluffy love and light. It became too fluffy love and light, and then people really faced the darkness, and
I know, right?
Yeah, and I think that the whole having everything, like there's so many different pieces. Like, okay, you take your pictures and your videos. There are some people that, because of their universal makeup, right? Like, because of their lineage, whatever you want to call it, they're going to look at the objects and the rays and the colors in your videos and pictures, and they're going to get code like that. Like they might be closer, standing closer to you in the circle of life or something. They might be your,
no, you're exactly right. Yeah, because that's happened. They've commented that, like, Frances Wolf, and that. Oh, by the way, she's the one that told me also that not only is this light used for the healing facilitation, but the dense pockets where the souls have been trapped, those are opened up. Council of Light, I believe they're called, and I shine my rays into there, and I revibrate their souls. And I knew something was up, because I always, the joke is, I am a lot. I'm a lot. We're coming to find out I am a lot, but it's not just me. It's me helping them. So that's also who are in the pictures. And at first I was like, in the beginning I would be like, no. But when she sent me a message saying that, it literally instantly, I just knew. And I know it sounds crazy. I question my sanity all the time.
We all do.
And some of them, they stay with me, some of them, and some of them go right through my star chakra back to, back to home, back to source.
See, that would make total sense to me. And I've never really held this picture in my head, but, considering all the universal aspects that make me up, they're all constantly, making a big, what I mean? Like a big loop. Yeah. And it's a constant exchange of information, and then depending on where you're at and what you're doing, like in this incarnation,
and what you agree to,
and what you agree to, some stay to almost like you pick the special team that you need, like right now. We've got our most special parts of us coming here, and like even when you hear the story of the 144, you hear the story of first waivers. Well, every one of us.
144 is your 12. That's your 12 souls, 12 dimensions healed.
Well, in other words, it's self-contained. It's a story of everybody, and even if you look at the Bible, which I'm not a big, I don't push any of that stuff.
But rocks to the Bible. Sorry.
Yeah, but there are people that have I guess explained the Bible, very very strong narratives, that it's not about any of that. If it's read from the first person, it's about you. It's just a metaphoric allegory.
It has divinity, but there's too many hooks, hooks and reversal currents in it. It does have divinity. Yeah. If you have discernment, and if you already have discernment, why would you bother reading something that you already know has hooks in it?
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. I don't read anything else. Like, we don't need to. We have it all within us. We have to spend time learning what's within us. We are the version of the universe.
That's why practitioners are having a harder and harder time, because people are self-sourcing. But it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned pendulum a minute ago. I think it was Yolanda, and it's a lot like that. It's like 2 years ago, this was a strong position, and this was like the high end of the frequency band, and then because of that, it has to go back, right? So those things that were holding a higher ground start to get challenged, and those people that were in let's say in the dark night of the soul section, they're coming up. It's a constant back and forth.
Well,
That's
for me, like in 2020, when You Know What came out, that was your first high frequency cosmic light coming through your star chakras. Okay, some
yeah,
people agreed to stay in the body and deal with it. Some people agreed to go off, drop the body, and just do it energetically. And it's never going to stop. There's no
yeah,
pendulum. The
yeah.
frequency of this light is only going to continue to get higher. That's it. There's,
See,
for me personally,
see, to me, it's like the pendulum.
this is why people
It
are still dying.
to me, it's like the pendulum goes back and forth, back. It's going back and forth, and then it goes faster and faster and faster and faster until it just hits this point, just like our
Oh wow.
bodies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That are
you're in
made
touch
it.
with the vibrational.
Yeah, that
That's
are.
awesome.
You know what I mean? That this is the way our bodies are made. Everything. This table, it's really moving like this. Okay.
Yeah, this is
You know what I
something for me
mean?
to consider. Thank
Yeah,
you.
like a 0 point, but that's what you bring to the table. See, that's what I'm saying. You have your explanation. That's what it translates to me. Okay, it's an easier visual to see because it's going from metaphor to literal, and your pictures and your videos and people like you are kind of documenting that because what
Yes,
you're
that's
what you're
exactly.
what you're able to do now with the videos and stuff is how our reality will look. We'll be walking around. We'll be seeing all this stuff constantly. It's a whole different visual.
Oh, and you can. I can go in my backyard. I can pull the moon down right above my head, the stars. I just did Orion's belt the other night. Literally, you just
Mm.
stars did a little wiggle wiggle and boom, just bring it down. You don't
You
even
sh-
have to just do it. Like with your eyes, you just do it. It's amazing. I was on the phone with this guy Michael Manzella. I think he has
so,
a Frequency Tribe,
okay.
and literally there was a picture of him, and the eyes started moving. And then other
What did,
beings were coming through. This was a photograph. No kidding.
now you're looking at
No
the
kidding.
picture.
I'm
You're
not
looking.
making this up. I wouldn't. I
You're.
wouldn't. I
Wow.
swear.
See, that's cool. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, and by the way, those pictures and videos, a lot of them are old, but I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't guided to share them then. They're only for this time now. Okay. They hold the frequencies and codes that just by looking at them, they go into the body. Okay. And then they're divinely executed in the right time because we don't want anybody to get sick. That's the whole point. That way we can accept this high frequency light.
Right.
That's what these pictures are about, not just healing, but, helping potential or, I say facilitation because I don't think we heal anybody. I think you
I
help
agree.
people.
I totally agree. I totally
It's like
agree.
my stuff says, wakey, wakey to your stuff.
Well, yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Now earlier you made a reference, and I want to just kind of dig into it for a second because it falls in line with where I'm at, and I
Okay.
think a lot of the stuff that where I'm at, where you're at, it's
Oh,
it's
I've been
collect
seeing you. I've
it's
been
co-
seeing you integrating.
but you know what I mean. But there's like the individual and the collective
Yeah.
have a parallel. But you said it's all us, and I think the thing that's I'm trying to reiterate
Because see,
is that
all is
it's a
light.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we not
But
only shown out the omniverse, but we are also everything within it. So we're not only the book, but we
right,
are the words, the chapters, the stories, the characters. We're all of it. We are literally all of it.
the writer, the director. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of talk about the narrative over the years. The Anunnaki, this or this happened or that
Oh yeah.
happened or this. But here's the thing: I feel like in a metaphorical way, and maybe not. We are the fallen angels, and I just mean
We
that
are all of that.
metaphorically. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. So it's like all these stories where we take a stance and we take on a
Yes.
imbalance. Let's just say
Right.
um,
We're only hurting ourselves.
these are our sins, so to speak. You know, I,
Well, and the thing about it is we have to learn that we just have to do the Ho'oponopono. I
yeah,
love you. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Forgive me.
one way or the
Because
other. Yeah,
these and plus we agreed to a lot of these stories because listen, why we even shown all this out, okay, is like what does that mean to be quantum? What does it mean I can do everything? What does it mean to have integrity? Right? But we never meant for it to go as far as it did. There's no judgment by creator, but I'm just saying if you have integrity, you're not gonna put kids in cages. But so when we did that, you can't just explore the good to know all that you can do. You got to explore the bad. And what will happen is once the dragons learn to love themselves without judgment, we will close this event back.
Mm-hmm.
It happened like that. We opened it up, shown it out. Now we close it, and then we'll have another one. And it'll be like waking up out of a dream with the wisdom of all this bull hockey talkie, but no traumatic memories, gifts activated, abundance. So we're doing it all again, but just with, good times.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
And
perspective.
and well, I mean, it's like we all have. Well, I would say all. There are two perspectives running. There's a straight human perspective. There's an I am soul perspective. Let's just put it that way. And there's all this space in between. I think part of what you're saying, I'm not sure, but just clarify, because there's no right or wrong. I'm just trying to have this conversation.
Sure, sure.
There's when people say when's the event, when we're all going to wake up one
The
day and
event's
this and
going
that.
to happen when the creators don't judge themselves.
Okay,
That's it. The first
okay.
light creators.
So but okay, like from the human level, like the more dominant, say the human level, where we're still okay. Well, how's this going to work? How's it going to
I
look?
think we should stop thinking of ourselves as humans only. We have to
Okay.
start thinking of ourselves as what we actually are. We're just one level. This is the end of a omniverse that has 6 subharmonic universes. Okay, like that's it. We're at the bottom. That's why Gaia is so special, because she is the frequency, the being, the energy, whatever you want to call her, that is holding the most dense. Like she is doing the biggest work. Like she's like here for the, for like this. This is the end. And before her was, Tara and Green Tara. Like others have tried.
Mm,
It wasn't okay. So Gaia is the one, the strong frequency that's going to help us bring this all home. She's holding the space that we call Earth. Okay, but Earth is not all there is. We just talk about Earth, 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 Earth. There's much, 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 much more.
right.
But in this harmonic universe, we have our earthly, galactic, and cosmic aspects and co-creation. The first thing we should do, call them all back into our body, okay? And say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And at the same time, turn that same thing to yourself. And once we do, as the first light creators, we will literally, because we're the bowl holding the soup, so we're all going to project that frequency out, and then that's what will be reflected back, right? And there you go. I know
Mm.
it sounds simple, but it's the hardest thing we ever do.
No, that's
And
well, because we got to be honest with ourselves. Because we got to be straight
yeah,
up with
but we're not
ourselves.
just human. Like this is just one tiny part of us. But we're the chumps that have to bring it home, right? This is hard. These bodies are so dense. Like we are there, people have died because of this, even though they agreed to. I'm just saying the high frequency light that comes in and these aspects that we are integrating and co-creations, I call them, or children, whatever. Because then not only that, and then you've got the collective. The collective, and which collective are you participating in? You have an option there too, depending on your frequency. Everyone thinks there's just one collective. No, there's many versions of collective. The one that's there with the political bullcrap, the wars. You can already experience, because I've done it. You can already take yourself out of not watching the news and all that stuff. You do not experience all that. And when you need something, don't think about money. Think about the thing you need. Manifest that, because money can get held up. You get robbed. Like think about, like, if my kids need clothes, I just picture a closet full of clothes, and somehow a lady would show up at the door with all these clothes for the kids. Just that's just an example. But I knew right away I should not, because I don't like money. If money was like, I don't know, dog poo, we'd be chasing behind a dog trying to collect the poo. It's whoever says what is money, right? It's more currency, reversal currency, you know what I'm saying? But we don't have to participate in all that except to a certain level. We don't have to experience all of this stuff. Just like we don't need to participate in all this 3D cesspool of stuff, but we do have to participate in some of it because we're part of it, and we're here to transmute it. So I wouldn't really visit anything unless I was literally going to transmute that. Otherwise, why bother if I know it has a hook? Or, and
Mm-hmm.
some people, us, the creators, I call them us creators, or first light, guardians, dragons. I don't know what everyone else calls them, but I say dragons because I have so many dragons that I see. Your sky is a reflection of you. It's not everybody's sky. You'll know what you've integrated and healed and what you haven't just by monitoring the sky. Okay. and your son, you'll see it be big and fat one day. Okay, that's a portal. It's there's something coming in and out of there. Something's going home, and there's usually
Mm.
a dragon that is escorting them. Now, mind you, of course, galactically we've been Lyran lions, Syrian cats. I'm a frogman on Mintaka. Okay, I'm
A
an attorney
frogman.
frogman on
A,
Mintaka. It's
a
like,
frogman.
yeah. I have a lot of masculine aspects, and on Earth, I haven't been trapped here, but the other lives that I have, I'm men. I'm black man. I'm a slave. Oh, I'm a black queen. I believe she's in the Nigeria area, but she's gorgeous. She's just solid black with this like double diamond edges to her. I don't know. It's wild. I know it sounds wild. I question my sanity every day, but it's true. Yeah, as a slave in Egypt, I'm actually every day my heart aches because he wants to buy his wife this pair of sandals. Because people don't talk about this, but you didn't have shoes, or don't you know? I don't think it's past. It's all parallel, but you didn't get shoes, and she has the most beautiful feet, and I want these sandals for her so bad, and I can't afford them. You can't. It's like having, I don't know. It's like having a fancy car here or something. I don't know. They're priceless. Like you're very, very blessed if you have shoes in Egypt. And she works very hard and she's very graceful. And I just want to get her those sandals so bad. So I don't have shoes right now. I've worn flip flops this whole like season because I want to honor him. Like
Wow.
if he can do all that hard work and if he can do that, I can do this, you know?
It's all you.
I
You're
love
loving
him.
that. You're loving a part of you that needs it, right?
Yeah, but even though it doesn't feel like it's me, but I know it is.
Yeah.
But I am full of unconditional love. Trust me. Like I'm not perfect. We're not here to be perfect, though. We're not. But I'm not perfect. I could be the polar opposite of that sometimes. But yeah, I have a lot of love. It kind of freaks people out. I've seen it cause psychosis. Like somebody comes in the door all jolly and happy, and then
They
me,
get
and there's like
blasted by the light,
they don't know
blinded
why.
by the light.
Yeah,
Blinded.
right.
I was going to bed the other night. This is crazy, and I don't usually listen to anything when I go to sleep. But for some reason, I'm laying in bed. I'm thinking, I want to hear that song, "Blinded by the Light," Manfred Mann. Blinded by the light. Remember that old song?
Love that song.
and
Yeah.
I listened
Is
to it.
that
I
who
had
sings that? I'm gonna look it up.
Well, Bruce Springsteen wrote it, so he did it.
Okay.
But Manfred Mann, they made it like a 10-minute song, and they slow
Oh
it
yeah.
down. I hadn't listened to it
Yeah.
in years, and I don't know why that came into my head, but I listened to it about 3 times. I thought, man, this is a great song.
Well,
Like it's
I push pictures every day of the light that comes out of me. I can do the blue light for the blue dragon, the red light for the red dragon, the green light for the green dragon. That's what I work with because I'm all hard
now
as a green
is
dragon.
that on video or what?
It's on pictures. Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
Every day it's the unconditional love. I have to be in an unconditionally loving state, and then I just start taking pictures.
Here, hang on. I'm gonna get you to show me where it is. Boom.
Yeah, we did yesterday. Yeah.
Boom. Okay, so is it any of these? No. Here we
No,
go.
you'll know it. You can't miss it. There you go.
Let
See the
me.
one that's like my profile picture? But they're
This
even better.
here? Are you talking about
They're
down
from
here?
yesterday.
These down here? Over here?
Mm-mm.
No,
The
no.
only ones I
Here, let me go. Let me
keep.
go to. Let me go to your post. Would it be on your post?
Yes, yes. Yesterday's post. I do one every day.
This
Recently.
this is the one we just saw. Okay, so wow, look at that.
That's it.
Okay,
Yep. That's multiple
okay,
dragons.
hang
And
on.
Jeshua shows up.
Let me
Who
see.
people call him Jesus, but I call
No,
him Jeshua.
let me. Oh, here it is. Is it no? That's not, is that it?
No,
Night.
it's just my face. You'll see my face is really bright. There's my
Okay,
blue dragon.
okay, hang on. Is it? Are they videos?
Yeah,
What
you
the?
see him?
What is that?
That's my blue dragon.
Damn. It looks like an ET aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Badass. I want to see the video. Where's the video at? Is there a video?
Oh, I haven't taken a video of the
Oh,
light on my face in a long
check
time.
that out.
But it's a picture.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a dragon.
Right
On the
here.
left there, if you look closely, you'll see him smiling.
Far out.
Now, I know some people don't have their eye open yet, but I would just say if you ever feel like crying and you don't know why, the tears are very alchemizing. They gently, gently release layers of the eye, and they really do bring more, you know, more to you. You start to see more and more. And the more you look at my pictures, the more you will see, the more you will see. Not just my pictures, but multidimensional pictures.
Hang on, let me get back. Boom. Yeah, there's a lady I saw it on YouTube that lives in I think in London, somewhere around London, and for like 20 years, 25. I think they even did I think it might even be like on Netflix or something, like a full
You
length
talking about
movie.
Victoria?
I
Victoria Lindquist?
No, 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 no. I know
Oh, okay.
Victoria very well. No, this lady's in England, and she. I'm talking before the internet, even like through the
Yeah.
period of like into digital.
Oh,
She,
are you talking about the
she
one with the orbs and stuff?
she does orbs, but there's
Yeah.
another. I mean, I know of ladies that do that people capture orbs. This one captures nothing but ships, and I mean, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
clear as a bell,
And
like
those are
just
her, by the way. Those ships are
right,
living,
right.
sentient. I'm realms, ships. I'm all kind of beings. I don't even know what you would call them actually.
You
I've
know,
seen my feminine lions, my cats, my yeah. I've got pictures of all that. I haven't
so
even begun to show the pictures that'll really blow you guys' mind because I'm not guided to yet. So
can you
there's a
get
lot more stuff coming.
can you give us a hint?
Well, it's not like um let's just say it's reality. It's the true light reality and what we are. Like even already, what was it? Yesterday or the day before? You'll see a picture of me, and it'll be like this arc, and it's like iridescent rainbow. Like you know, some of us are Jupiter. Like I'm Jupiter realm. Like I'm,
So,
you know, like that
s-
orb, big orbs
mhm.
and city-sized orbs that I show you guys. Yeah, like it's it's amazing. There's stuff inside of those orbs, not just one being, but like a whole family. It's amazing.
So with everything that you've been getting since this has all been going on, and looking at this time that we're in now, which has been prophesized by so many different, whatever, do you have any sense of? You said something about this was supposed to happen 250 something years ago, whatever it
I mean, it
was.
really should have. You
Yeah,
know, we
yeah.
should have never got to the point
So,
of these kids.
but I mean, given that these texts and these oral histories all point to this time, and even like the Notre Dame thing and so on, Edgar Casey,
I don't think
Dolores.
there's going to be an event if that's where you're headed. No,
No, no,
and
that's
that
not
you're not
where.
going to
No, that's not where
be.
I'm headed. I'm not. I don't believe in an event. I never have.
Yeah,
I think one or two times I got excited when I saw somebody's post and they convinced me. But
yeah.
no, but like a demarcation line, just like you talked about. We open it, we close it. We open it,
No,
we close.
not until the dragons love
Not
unconditionally.
until the dragons are loved.
Love themselves unconditionally.
And
Because
that,
until
that
they love themselves unconditionally, the body of the universe is going to always be disharmonized.
the dragons
Okay,
are
we're all holding
us.
the same space, right?
Okay,
If we're all holding the same space and we're not harmonized,
right.
that's it. Until
So,
we harmonize back to
but would you say? And this is a question. So the dragons are us. There's
mhm.
X number of dragons. Everyone's got the same, and these dragons are like, I guess you would say, like pillars of us, or let's just say let's say they're the main components, and each one of those have lived fully in dark and fully in light. Let's just say that, and
Yes,
and so there's still personal, internal amends and alignments and healings to be had through
exactly.
love, through forgiveness, self forgiveness. Okay, cool. That,
Yes, that was
that,
perfectly said. Yeah,
so
very well.
do you when you and I think I've always understood for myself that whoever gets a download or whatever that is, that connection is meant for them first. And it sounds like for you, as you started to take these pictures and these videos and saw what you were, it gave you more and more, I guess you would say, coding or information, or even energy field Like you're lighting up your energy field because you of how much you contain, right?
Yes, and I almost killed me. Whew, the frequencies literally almost killed me. And then last May, I was guided to start the Facebook page because I was not a social media person. I did the YouTube videos sometimes, but that's it. And I didn't want to do it, but I opened up the page and then I kind of left. And then in June or July, I came back and at least friended like, you know, a few local people that I knew, and I dabbled with it because I really didn't want to do it because I knew what I had to do. They wanted me to do the selfies, and the selfies are like multiple, multifaceted. Number one, was to learn about myself, and number two, it was going to attract men even and whoever or women, and then that would get them there to see the picture, like literally. And this was the worst thing in the world I could have ever been asked to do. I'm not like that, like polar opposite. Don't want the attention, so so I had to like build myself up to that, and then also they showed me, oh, you can just do this with grace. Just say thank you. So that's when I was like, thank you, okay, to everybody, and then yeah. And last year I had numbers above the pictures. What they were codes. I didn't know where the codes came from, but I felt guided to do it, and I've been trusting my guidance. And people were starting to get, not everyone, but there were a few people who were like, "What in the hell are these codes?" Like, I was like, "Whoa, I don't." But really, what was happening was that, like in front of me, is like scaffolding, and there's like three like wheels on this one, and there's like five here, and then four here, and the same people would go to the same types of pictures. So they were on mission with me. What the missions were, I don't know. Okay. But I just knew that's what the codes were for. And so maybe that was part of me, like putting my light into those dense pockets. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just guessing it'd be something like that. But isn't that interesting? That the same kind of pictures, because you see, I do the sky pictures, the sun pictures, the light pictures, the selfies, but everyone kept the same people would go back to the same type of pictures. Oh, I can't hear you.
That's what I mean. There's like all these threads. Like even like if you
Yeah.
look at the way you explain it, even if you want to use your pictures as a visual for the metaphor, right? That everything is
Mhm.
connected to you. So there's all these threads. Not that's not just us though. It's also between
I
us. So
know,
like
crazy.
between me. So that's what I was saying earlier. Some people can look at your stuff and it's very familiar to them, and it's say maybe it's more in their recent past, or maybe they grew up in your neighborhood or something. I don't know, but there's a lot of that. There's a lot of different ways that happens. I know a lady from New York City that she just downloads numbers, right? She gives you all
Yeah.
these numbers, right? And she'll just say, like, here's a set of 25 numbers, and you'll say, okay, what do I do? Well, just say these numbers all the time, like 12 times a day. Now,
Oh,
I'm
wow, that's interesting.
I'm not going to
Yeah,
do
'cause I
that.
can look at my phone sometimes and see
Yeah.
what dimension I'm working in and
Hmm.
what one, like, I don't know how I know this, but like right now I'm in the 12th dimension, and never mind, I'll stop there. But I'm
No, go
just
ahead.
saying
Tell
sometimes
us. Tell us. Tell us what you're seeing. Tell us.
I don't
Everybody's.
see it, I just know it. Well, I guess I am seeing. I do get visions now, like more like pictures, but I am I'm like escort. I am a dragon, and I'm escorting these other weird looking things, and they're in a single file line, and we're just walking. I don't know where I'm
Hmm,
taking them.
hmm.
I don't know. But we'd have to like sit quiet for a minute. I don't know. Sometimes I'll get more answers, and sometimes I don't. And this is also new to me because
Do you
this
want
has
to
only
take?
been.
Yeah, no. Hey, and I just want to say, yeah, thanks for stepping through the ring of fire, or taking the
Yeah, right.
stepping on
Well,
the
I
hot to
appreciate
come
you
on.
so much.
Do you want to take? Do you want to take a moment and in stillness or whatever and connect and bring something through? I mean, I'm not really sure. Whatever you feel like
I'm taking
doing.
them to a ship. They're getting on a ship. I don't think these guys are good yet. I think I have to. Oh my gosh! I think these are some of the guys that trap. I don't know. Let me see. They committed a crime. Okay, but and
So
see
this
these. I
is
can't.
this is 12th dimension though.
Yeah.
So there's crime in 12th dimension.
Well, they're not committing crime there. That's just where I have them there. They're not causing any problems here. Whatever they did. They're very
Hmm.
calm. Everyone's quietly walking.
Oh, I got you.
They're not in handcuffs or nothing like that. Maybe you know what? Remember, not all of our co-creations are going to be fragmented. Some of them are, yeah. I mean, because look, we've had the Palladorian Blue Flame edition. We've had so many really not filled with integrity um, situations that happened. Okay, but they're getting on the ship nicely. But they did something. They did something, but they're not going to get punished either. They're going to get right,
Hmm.
or either already have been. Either way, they're very calm. But I just know that I just know that they're not like happy beings. You know, like these guys, they did something. Maybe they're like quiet like that because they just got revibrated. Oh, I think that's what it is. So not only do the trap souls get revibrated, but you can do that. Okay, so their souls get revibrated to their original state, but you can do that to those who have committed. Because if they choose to come back to, but see, if they choose to come back to the love, that's all we want anyway. Yeah. Okay, this is happening in real time, so I don't know what this is looking like, but that's what I feel is that I don't know if I did it, but someone did, and I know I'm leading them to the ship. Like they're just following me nicely, and I'm pretty sure I revibrated them, or somebody did.
As within,
Yeah.
without. As within,
Yeah.
without.
Yeah, they are
As with,
us. They're
well,
our
that's what I mean.
children.
Like you're
Yeah.
tapping into something inside where you're seeing a visual of the alignment. You're seeing, you know what I mean? Back to love, like you
Yeah.
talked about. I mean,
Hmm.
everybody's getting it different. I mean, it's as far as I'm concerned, there's 8 billion Earths.
Oh, I know. Oh, we're
Each one of us
exponential.
walks
If you're
our own Earth.
quantum, yeah, if you're quantum, you're exponential. And hey, there's as
Yeah,
many perspectives as there are consciousnesses, right? So, because
yeah.
that's why I say go within. Once you're awakened, stop seeking. That way you have the time to feel into your own stuff, right? Now, I'm not
Mm.
saying you don't go off and look at, like, of course I enjoy your show sometimes. I'm not being like ridiculous. I'm just saying, as a rule, because a lot of us will like watch like an addiction, to wake up while we're waking up. I can remember when I watched the first week, it said dragons, and I was like, oh hell no, no, hello. Then it said Leon Lions, and I was like, of course not. And then and I heard about the Syrian cats, the Anunnaki, because I'm an Anunnaki as well. But I'm a Naga. Like everybody talked trash about, and I was like, yeah. Even after I finally started believing, I was like, yeah, you know, screw those reptilians. What am I talking about? That's what I am. Oh man, just like with Metatron, I'm telling you, it's crazy. And I'm trying to understand that. But my friend, who I trust very dearly, who spent 2 hours reading into it and sent me a drawing and everything, um, says I have Metatron. She's with me. Now, she's either with me because I am a fragment, or
Who?
I'm sorry, a
Who is it?
frequency of her, Metatron's wife,
Oh, okay.
older. She was in a scene, and she was a spellbinder, and, you know, the scenes got
Who
really.
told you that you had that?
I don't know if they want me to say their name or not. I
Oh, you
hate the
don't have
question.
to, but somebody told you.
But he's a
Yeah.
monk, and he spent 2 hours. He's very serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not like into the spiritual community. This is his own natural gift. Yeah, and he drew it out for me.
See,
And so I
that's
don't know if she's
something.
doing it because I'm a frequency of her, or because she's like, you better quit talking about my husband. Because I was like, because I was saying that this thing that I had built out, that I was going to
Pretty good talk.
put it on him and merge with him in Egypt,
Um,
eat the whole reversal current of Metatron. Now I'll never say that again. Believe me, I've been doing the Hopo Ono a lot this week because I only just found out this week.
well, we just got to keep self forgiving until there's nothing left to forgive because forgiveness isn't even real.
That should be a T-shirt,
Yeah.
yeah, or pictures that I can see every day. Yeah, that's good. You got a poetic way of saying things. I love that.
Mm. Well, this has been a blast. Good
I
way to
know,
start the
right?
morning. It's like a double espresso. First show of the day.
I
We're
know.
gonna.
I always hear that I'm at frequencies free. I told you I've caused psychosis in people, the ones that are really asleep. they'll be like happy, and then about 10 minutes later, they'll be like, "You talk too much," or they're just like flip out on me, like okay, like oh,
Hey, we.
okay,
I think a lot of us here have had similar experiences.
yes, because
Pamela
we're right.
Pamela Jane Gerard's coming on next show,
Okay,
and
and I've been
just
posting your stuff too.
oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just letting everybody know while we're on, and then after that, we're gonna have a special show, uh, and I won't say anything else about it. But
Oh no, you could let me get away with that.
yeah, you said, hey, I got all these pictures I can't share with you yet, so I'm like, give me a hint.
Oh, is this revenge? I
But
love it. This was
uh,
really fun. You made it
yeah,
really
I
quickly.
enjoyed it. We'll have to do it again later on in the year. And thank you for being so open and candid. You know about your experience, because like all of our experiences, it's full of code. And just keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, until
Yeah.
the next time. Until the next time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.